Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mickey Mouse here, and I'm back for the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to more Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis from North America. So last time that we actually did tackle through both of these zones, and we managed to collect all the 6 of these Chaos Emeralds, like one from Spring Yard Zone and one from Labyrinth Zone, surprisingly. And also we managed to, as I mentioned earlier, we did explore 2 of these zones, which are Spring Yard Zone and that dreaded Labyrinth Zone for that particular journey. But despite the fact though, however, I did manage to fully completely done with the boss of Labyrinth Zone on my first try. I mean, that is so incredible. Like, unlike anyone else though, however, they might have a little bit of a troublesome with this particular Act 3 zone from, you know, what's up with this little glitch right there, that they originally those 2 blocks were supposed to be there, but it turns out due to the I don't know what's going on with that, but even then I might as well have to double check on certain things. But anyway, so yeah, despite the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, that how much I had a dreadful time on Labyrinth Zone, but at least I had managed to completely done with the third zone's boss fight there for the first try, which I found was really incredible, I have to say. But even then though, aside from that though, that I seem to manage to do it. And today for this episode, we're about to be continuing on and moving on into probably one of my favorite zones in the entire game, known as Starlight Zone. Now the reason why I love this is because of the music is very, very atmospheric, and also I really enjoy how the sense of speed is actually influenced in this zone. And then not to mention though, I really wish if this zone will actually make a comeback in during that Sonic Mania at some time. If there's a little bit of a developing time first, when they decide to put in some zones into the mix. Even though I'll have to find out as soon as the latest news on Sonic Mania will about to pop up any moment. So anyway. So yeah, there's some tons of speed back and forth, just like how it does in Spring Yard Zone occasional at one point, and even Green Hill Zone, because in Marble Zone and even Labyrinth Zone, there are some occasional platform heavy moments, and as well as some bunch of slow-paced moments when there was like, you know, a lot of water in Labyrinth Zone, and there's some ton of platforming in Marble Zone. But even then though, we're now going back into the sense of speed. I did not get some momentum from over there. That's a little bit consistent. But anyway though, so, oh yeah, these are these enemies right there. These are these little, explosive bomb type enemies. And then if you're actually going to see them on site, that way, how on earth did that hit me right there? That does not make it more of a difference. But anyway. So yeah, we're quite surprised though actually, because after all, that we're actually going to be almost practically done with this game, because I remember that back in 2012, I managed to actually finish this game within 6 parts. But then next thing until during 2014, although gradually though, for these 2 variations, or in this case 2 of these versions of this Let's Play, has now been removed due to the quality issues and stuff like that, and also the, well, specifically in 2012 version, and then in 2014 there are some audio issues, and then even then though, that we managed to actually get these stuff all in just in once, so, yeah, but thankfully though, that, jeez, this song is going really quick, and then I expected, but even then though, this is by far the quickest zone you can actually trust just about to finish. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get ourselves some ton of points. Even then though, that points wasn't exactly a mind of its own thing, besides it occasionally gives you an extra 1-up. But even then though, I don't mind nonetheless. I failed that giant slant. I was gonna hope I could actually reach up to this higher spot, but unfortunately I did actually mess that up at one point or another. But anyway, let's go ahead and not gain blowback from over here. But at the same time, I might just actually go ahead and just try to get some momentum going. So, but again, I don't have to worry about these special stages for now, because I've already collected all the Chaos Emeralds, obviously. So, Chaos Emeralds are more essentially, when it comes to, it kind of reminds me of something almost related to the Dragon Balls from the Dragon Ball Z franchise. Like, usually in Dragon Ball Z only has like 7 Dragon Balls, but until when it gets to, again, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that it gets all 7 of these Chaos Emeralds, which, yeah, 7's more likely just a legendary number or something like that, or even a lucky number for that matter. But anyway, so let's go ahead and I need some rings here, so just in case I don't want to die by this, random placed bombs or anything like that, so I'm just gonna have to be very careful and just be patient at the same time. So, anywho. Oh god, the bomb, you know, these little projectiles come clip through on the ground. I don't know why they managed to hit me right there. Anywho though. So let's go ahead and just run for loop-de-loops and everything, and there's some specific gimmick on this zone, is the fact that you can actually ride onto these seesaws while actually uses them to actually give you some bounce heights. Like for instance, there's a spiked ball on this left-sided seesaw, and then what you can do with it is the fact that you can actually just use those for your advantages, mainly for the next boss we're about to be run into, which was the Robotnik's contraption on this particular zone is to actually use the seesaws, and what he has supposed to defeat him. Well, there's actually two different methods you can do. One, you can either just to send back his projectile, like the spiked ball, for example, or even you can actually just to use the bounce height to actually just catch Robotnik from here. So yeah, that's all there is to know with this particular battle. So even then though, that again, it's more likely two different methods that you can actually just deal with Robotnik. So yes, I say Robotnik because this is actually his first name before Sonic Adventure came around. So. Even though nowadays they now call it Dr. Eggman. So anyway. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to be very careful with these spiked balls, because sometimes they ended up shooting out some projectiles sometimes, and then other times they don't. So even then, and especially you don't want to touch them either, because as a result, then you probably ended up losing those rings a whole plenty of times. Anyways, now we're moving on into the final zone. Well, before the final zone, here we have a 6th zone, known as Scrap Brain Zone, which this is where Robotnik's hideout was supposed to be. So, this might be a little bit tricky because there are some abundance of obstacles that you're gonna have to get used to with. Mainly the crushing cube, for instance, and there's also some ton of obstacles you have to dodge, and even the bottomless pits when if you actually go to the lower section of the level. So, yeah, that's all there is to know with this level's case. And also in addition to the Star Blaze that we need to actually just to watch over. Oh god. I need to get that. Well, here goes my first step of the playthrough, so even though I'm just gonna have to keep that in the video, but that kind of stinks. Anyway though, so even though that was kind of my fault because I was a little bit too much of a hasty at one point because I was most of the time I just have to constantly go forward for the entire level rather than grabbing the ring itself because I was a little bit too hasty for that part, so that's definitely my fault. But anyway, so as you probably expected though, you know at these special stages I mentioned earlier that you do have several chances to actually just about to anticipate it for them. However, in Scrap Brain Zone Act 1, this is the one part you only have one more chance if you don't have all 6 of these Chaos Emeralds, because if you don't, however, when it gets to Act 2, then too bad you won't be able to get to see the best ending in this game, because obviously, in order to actually, I'm presuming in order to actually just to get the all 6 of these Chaos Emeralds, you only have like, let's just say, 11 chances in this entire game, so rather than 12, because in Act 2, we'll get to that in a moment, because obviously, judging by the fact that how, even though that, Scrap Brain Zone is kind of a hard zone as it is, mostly due to the fact that it's really easy to get hit by these, some of these obstacles, mainly flamethrowers, and even some platforms over there, even though that they always seem to attempt to bring them back in Sonic CD, but until eventually that, you might start to realize is that some of these platforms might actually stand up for a moment, or even they occasionally just starts to spin, so even then you just have to be very careful there, because that particular section I managed to pass through, that's actually the bottomless pit, so you're gonna have to be very careful right there. And there's also the same applies, so I don't know if it's either that way or not, but even then, let's go ahead and just open our gates to access to. This is the one I've always attempt to get hit, but anyways, let's go ahead and, oh yeah, I managed to pass for the first try then. Anyways, oh, I think I was off by, 7 rings by, just getting ourselves an extra one up. Oh god, too many projectiles by these big enemies? Okay, that's a bit weird for my liking, but anyway. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that if you get to this point right here, if you have like 50 rings with you, this is going to be your final chance to get yourselves the Chaos Emeralds from the special stages, because as soon as we get to Act 2, we actually reach inside the actual Scrap Brain functionality, or in this case, this factory. So yeah. But even then though, this particular act does remind me of something almost related to Cosmetic Chaotic Angel from Sonic Pocket Adventure from Neo Geo Pocket Color. If you haven't played that game before, it was actually only exclusive to Neo Geo Pocket Color. I don't know if we're actually going to be talking for that game, because even though there's only a method I can do, is that I could just use the emulator, because I think that for the most part I don't own the Neo Geo Pocket Color. But even then, I would like to try to do that, but not at the moment for the time, until when Sonic Mania comes around, as I mentioned earlier. So yeah, that's all there is to know. So anyways, and for this particular act, you're gonna have to dodge as usual obstacles, just like it does it before, even for last time. But even then, though, except it's going to be a lot harder, because now we have to deal with crushing cubes over there. And then if you actually just manage to get crushed by him, all these little cubes. I don't think this act actually contains checkpoints, unlike the first act, so I'm more concerned about that. But even then, though, that it seems likely that I'm pretty much going to be flawless in this particular zone, except that I did manage to have the first step of this Let's Play so far. But even then, though, that was actually at the end point of the game, rather than just actually at the early point of the game, which is kind of ironic, though, honestly. But anyways, let's go ahead and... I got hit by these blaze saws. Oh, goodness me. How come that blaze saw is actually going through here? But anyway, so... after when you go for these, oh yeah, this is really hard to actually just do this stage without taking any damage. But anyways, I think this is the final point of the level, because you have to dodge these swinging spiked balls. And yeah, as you can tell, though, that if you don't get 50 rings, or if you get 50 rings in this particular act, there is no way you can deal with that special stage, because this will lead you to this automatic cutscene where we're actually going to be having a final encounter with Robotnik. Alright then, Robotnik, let's bring it on, and just trying to stop you for evil goods. And sadly, we didn't do the case. Anyway, Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, aka Lapwith Zone Act 4. Oh boy, this sounds familiar to you, because basically, Act 3 variation of Scrap Brain Zone actually leads me into probably the equivalent to Lapwith Zone, in this case Lapwith Zone Act 4, because it looks very similar to how it does in Lapwith Zone, besides color palette changes. And also that I think this level is actually quite shorter compared to how it does it from back in the Lapwith Zone, I think. So even then, though, it's not that much of a threat, though, however, so even then, though, we don't have to deal... although, we still need to deal with these really annoying obstacles, like these little, rotating spike balls this time around, and even some of the, spewing fireballs with the lion heads on them, and even these pokey sticks every once in a while. But for the most part, though, you're gonna have to press one of these switches until you actually progress, so... Plus, there's a really annoying thing when there's like a ton of frame rate issues in this particular version of Sonic 1. Although, again, it did fixes that tradition, or fixes the bugs from the... oh god, come on, I need an air bubble, please. Air bubble, thank you. Oh wait, that was a bit too close there. But anyway, so let's go ahead and climb all the way up, because as soon as we actually dodge this particular part, this is by far the trickiest part of this level, until you actually just constantly get knocked back by these spike balls most of the time. And here we go. This will actually lead us to the final zone in Sonic the Hedgehog. So in this case, we have ourselves the final boss of the game. So in this case, we have to deal with Dr. Robotnik himself. And basically, this battle is pretty simple, although so it's also quite tough too, because all you have to do is basically a waiting game syndrome, because basically all he does is that he uses his squeezy contraption, and then basically what he do is that he occasionally pops up every once in a while, even though if you actually decide to just hit him, or if you don't hit him, then he'll actually shoot out these plasma balls. And basically the plasma balls can actually do is that it'll actually just about to home in on you. So, however though, the toughest part about this fight though is that you have no rings to your disposal. So, unless if you actually be using this cheap debug mode, but even then though, that's how those to know. Actually, I would like to speak about the secrets of this game offers, but even then though, that unfortunately though, there's not much else I can say about debug mode, because I think I haven't played the Mega Drive version for a long time, because I was so used to playing the re-released version of the game so far. So yeah, sometimes Robotnik might trick you every once in a while, just actually trying to strike on him, but apart from that though, much like any other bosses in Sonic 1, that he only takes like 8 hits to kill him. So if you think that 8 hits was enough, don't hit him in the last hit, because if you do manage to hit him for the last 8th and final hit, you'll be pretty much stuck into the endless loop of the, trying to hit him, like, let's say about 999 plus hits, so just be cautious with that. So even then though, sometimes that positioning for the 8-man showed up, or even with Robotnik's precision or what have you, seems to always trick me sometimes. But yeah, I highly suggest you just leave it here, because if you do accidentally hit him with the final attack to hit him, then you probably end up just have to stuck in this particular battle for a very, very long time, so I just have to warn you. And there we go, that concludes Sonic the Hedgehog. It's going pretty quick, I have to say that much. Even then, it's gone under an hour or so for that peculiar recording session. So, yeah, if you get all 6 of these Chaos Emeralds, then basically it gives you the best endings. In this case, every single Green Hill Zone aspect is fully restored. So yeah, overall of Sonic the Hedgehog, what can I say? The greatest Mega Drive game of all time. Even for the best starts for Sonic the Hedgehog's career. Even especially noticeable that how it almost feels kind of similar to how it does it for Mario. But even then though, that Mario is kind of different from Sonic, because in terms of speed and acrobatics and all that kinds of stuff. But even then though, I still pretty much enjoyed Mario and Sonic altogether. But it's just the fact that back in the 1990s console wars, they started to manage to actually just about to doing a competition or something, so... But anyways, let's talk about the game itself. I found this game's visual standpoints for the Mega Drive looks absolutely gorgeous to look at. Even for the HD re-release versions of the game, even the Christian Whitehead version does a massive improvement. And then also that the soundtrack looks absolutely catchy, and even the gameplay feels remarkably clever for the looks of it, even though it's almost kind of feels a bit, again, somewhat similar to Mario, but except that you don't usually stomp enemies. Instead, you just have to, like, attack the enemies while using a jump by using a ball formation. So yeah, that's all there is to know. So apart from that though, the only gripe I have with the game is just Lapwing Zone, because Lapwing Zone is actually one of the least levels I less interest. Or even for, I mostly despise Lapwing Zone so much because it's how slow it is. But apart from that though, it's pretty amazing. And also the controls look absolutely remarkable, even for a Sega Mega Drive controller like that. But even then though, that is a great start for a Sonic franchise. But even then though, still going strong for that day. But until when it gets to the middle part of Sonic's career, that means it will actually just to go a little bit downhill for Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, as well as some Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis for the Game Boy Advance I mentioned earlier. So I'm probably going to give Sonic the Hedgehog, at least the first game in the series, as a 9.5 out of 10. So I hope you guys do enjoy that. So that concludes Sonic the Hedgehog, folks. So this is me, Mickey Mouse here, and tune in the next 2D Sonic's career of the Let's Play of in this case, the Road to Sonic Mania department is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which, that might be pretty interesting, because I think definitely we'll decide to go ahead and tackle for that game. So, yeah, this is me, Mickey here, and I'll see you guys later while me and Piglet decide to return back into Sonic Adventure Let's Play. So see you guys then. Bye!